Momoshiki just looks like he got done taking some adrenochrome because he seems to be transforming into some sort of weird Rinnegan-infused monstrous ninja of death. This month's chapter of Boruto was awesome! Finally escaping from the shackles of a movie adaptation and carving out its very own history. What I am most curious about, though, is what story is canon? The Boruto movie or the Boruto manga? Because there are some key differences right here. The overall story is still the same, with Naruto being kidnapped by Momoshiki and Kinshiki, with Boruto, Sasuke, and the other Kages arriving to save the day, which leads to a ton of badass action. The new Kage totally show off their skills in this week's chapter. They all get to do something really cool, and I especially love when they actually combine all of their techniques. In fact, I would say that one of my favorite scenes from this chapter was when Gaara was creating these platforms out of sand, which allowed Darui to jump from them one-to-one so that he could attack Kinshiki and Momoshiki. Even Kuratsuchi and Chojuro were amazing in this chapter. Kuratsuchi in particular, I'm always a big fan of a big badass punch. Also, did you guys check out that scene where Sasuke like stuck his sword up of Kinshiki's ass? That was weird. But let's get to the brass tacks of this month's chapter. What made this one so unique had to be the final panel, where Momoshiki has actually transformed Kinshiki's body into this like weird mass of flesh and fruit, eats him alive, and then transforms into this demonic form. In the film, he does do something similar where he transforms into this monster, which honestly is just okay looking. It essentially looks like a cursed seal beast. But here, he transforms into something entirely different, something entirely demonic, and frankly, I love the design of it. If there was ever to be a real, true final villain of the Naruto series, it should have been Momoshiki, and it should have been him in this form, because he looks fucking awesome. Not only is the design reminiscent of the monster form from the movie, but it takes it to the next level. He still manages to retain some semblance of his humanity or his alienanity, because of course they are aliens from space when you really think about it, but I love the fact that he has this like black chakra which is sort of constantly going all over his body, slowly reaching up to his skin. He still has the Rinnegans in his palms, but it's his face that really starts to look different. Of course he has the Rinnegan in his forehead, but he has this long flowing hair and these massive pointed horns, which just make him seem way more threatening than his weird big-handed form in the Boruto film. It's the real reason to check out this week's chapter, and frankly, it blew me away with how incredibly badass it looked. In fact, I would say this is probably the best chapter of the Boruto manga series thus far, if only for the fact that the action was super fast, super fluid, and actually competed a little bit with the movie. And that's saying a lot, because the Boruto movie, the action scenes in particular, look freaking great. They're like a sexual experience. You have to smoke a cigarette after you're done watching it. And I think they did a great job of bringing that into the manga version, especially watching all of the Kages team up, Boruto, Sasuke. It was all great, but it was really that final panel that just blew me away. The final form of Momoshiki, one of the coolest things that I've seen from the series, and probably my favorite villain design from all of Naruto at this point. It looks that cool. So what's the rundown on this month's chapter of Boruto? Like I said, the main reason to check out this week's chapter is that it's finally starting to deviate from the movie. Again though, like I said, I'm conflicted. I'm not sure which version is actually the canon story. I'd like to think that the manga version is now the canon version, if only for the fact that I like Momoshiki's design way more in this chapter right here. Just so much more intimidating and demonic, which I think made sense. You know, his final form in the movie is almost laughable, in a sense. Like I said, I compared it to, like, the cursed seal monsters, like the Sound 4. Like, it looks very similar to them with the extreme pointed chin and the horns and the weird sort of, like, brownish-reddish skin. I don't think it's going to be that way here. I think it's going to be something completely different. I still think he's going to have the white skin, but you're still going to see, like, the black chakra sort of, like, slowly reaching up his body, covering his head, almost as if it's, like, dripping down. The super long flowing hair and those horns. Man, it's just so fucking metal looking. I love it. And like I said in the beginning of my review, it looks like he's on adrenochrome. He totally looks like freaking Benicio del Toro in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas when he's freaking out Johnny Depp's character. This week's chapter was awesome. Simple as that. Check it out, Naruto fans. I'm definitely going to continue to look at the Boruto manga from here. I wanted to wait until they finished up the whole movie storyline before I started to look at the series, but after looking at this week's chapter, it officially has my attention. And if you're a Naruto fan and you're just starving for some more incredible ninja action, then check out this week's chapter. You're going to be smiling from ear to ear the entire time. So, I loved this chapter. I had no complaints with it. It was essentially just a big 50-page action scene with a nice big surprise at the end, which was different from the movie. So I'm giving this one a 5 out of 5. I was surprised by this chapter, and that's a big accomplishment from something that's actually adapting from a film. So check it out, Naruto fans. Check it out, Boruto fans. You're definitely going to see something you like. If any of you did read this month's chapter of Boruto, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. Did you have a favorite Kage in this week's chapter? A favorite action scene? Something that really sticks out to you? What do you think of Momoshiki's brand new design? Do you think it's way too overdone? Do you think it's better than the one that we saw in the movie version? Do you think he's going to go through an even more radical transformation? And what do you want to see from the rest of the Boruto manga series and beyond? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment or two, and if you liked the review, please give it a like. And here's a quick shameless plug-in. I just wrapped up Pokemon month, and in order to cap it off, I just reviewed the very first Pokemon anime film, Pokemon the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. If you're a Pokemon fan or you just want to help support Super Kami Guru 9000, make sure to check out that review. I will put a link for that in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. And as always, stay dandy, baby.